invite Intermec. So Intermec is a new member of the ANT community, or the ANT membership family, or a new member of the ANT family. Representing Intermec is Michael Hansen. He's a staff engineer at Intermec Technologies Corporation, and they are a leader in the global supply chain solutions and in the development, manufacture, and integration of wired and wireless automated solutions. He holds communications architect responsibilities for the design and integration of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth solutions. And Michael's current role is to help shape the future of Intermec by applying appropriate technology to the solution of customer-driven challenges and needs. Wireless sensor networks are his current focus. So please welcome Michael Hansen.
Thank you, James. Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure being here. Intermec might seem like a little oddball out. We're not in the fitness world. I barely ride a bicycle myself, and I'm not a model of fitness, but we're really intrigued and excited to be part of the ANT Plus Alliance. It was really quick for us in general. Bumped into Rod at CES in 2011, had been introduced to the ANT technology by Mr. Kevin Jones at TI. In a short period of time, we've enabled ANT in our product. So I'd like to walk through that a little bit with you and show you what we've done and actually kind of shape a concept of the future of wireless and why ANT Plus is really going to be important to everyone. So here's a little bit of a background first about Intermec. Intermec has got a long history of being in data management, asset tracking. Our claim to fame is the barcode. We invented and have been part of the evolution of barcode and RFID for many years. The company started in 1966, and since that time we've progressed into various markets. You can see some of them come close to the areas that you're in. We have healthcare as one of our market spaces we are looking at, but in general we find ourselves in warehouse operations, field mobility applications where customers use our handheld devices and printers when they're on the road doing mail, delivery, delivering of assets, Schwann trucks, people that deliver food to your home, that kind of stuff, use our product. The really interesting thing is our latest revolution or evolution of devices are all using the TI chipset for the integration of their Wi-Fi. And all these devices here essentially can be enabled with ANT Plus. So let me just stop for a second and give you a little bit of visionary future speak on wireless. This is very important. First of all, Intermec enables their products for wireless communications, and although I might be geeked out and excited about all the different technologies, really the company's interest in wireless is to enable data connectivity for our customers to get information about whatever they're interested in to wherever they are at and where they're interested. So connecting customers' needs anytime, anywhere. And currently our products will take care of wide area radio, local area radio. We do Bluetooth and of course ANT Plus now, GPS, NFC, and other technologies as well are evolving. There is a prediction that was made by the World Wireless Federation, I believe, and I hope I get this correct. It's always good to check these sources for a quote. But in the year 2020, roughly, there will be 7 billion people on the planet. But there will be 7 trillion wirelessly enabled devices. 7 trillion, 7 billion. Think of the ratio. So, if everybody on the planet had 2 cell phones, that would take care of a large part of the numbers that go in this area. By the way, this slide kind of shows an engineer point of view of just distance connectivity. What I'm trying to get you to think about is a different way to think of wireless. So if everybody had a cell phone, that's 2 times 7 billion, okay? Maybe they're not all going to have a cell phone. So what makes up that difference, their prediction, from billion to trillion? Well, it's going to be backing down a little bit into the local area network. Sure, there's going to be more and more of that. We've all got Wi-Fi in our homes. But even still, that won't make up for the numbers. 3 orders make 2 difference. What it's going to be is in the personal area, very short range wireless, health, fitness, all this stuff where we are going to monitor the environment. And you're all doing that now. You're monitoring your environment. So you've got one device that is a reader, maybe your cell phone sitting on your bike, and you've got how many? 4, 5, 6, 7 wirelessly enabled sensors on the bicycle. We see that same thing as important to us because we want to wirelessly enable assets and objects that we can track through the world. And we do that already with barcodes and RFID, but the ANT Plus technology enables a different way of thinking about that, which we're really excited about. So, how did we get to ANT Plus? Well, as I mentioned, our devices use the TI device internal to them. TI, of course, in their brilliance, made it able to be updated to ANT Plus. As James introduced, my role in the technology office, which means I'm allowed to do skunkworks projects without retribution of having to submit expenses and make people understand how much I'm spending. So what I was able to do in a very short period of time was have a team of select engineers that I tapped on the shoulder and said, look, the manager says it's okay to do this really cool project. Let's get ANT going in our handheld. And we did that. So we took the help from TI, the amazing help from Dynastream, to get ANT Plus going in our handheld, which I have with here today, and we'll have more on display later. And we were able to very quickly show that we could create some applications that were ANT Plus enabled. Now, what that did is it set free some thinking on some real problems that we have in our world. We have a number of issues of asset management, tracking, and location that are very dear and important to us, and they have not been solvable by other wireless technologies and other technologies that have been available up to this point. So it started us thinking, you know, we got to get into the sensor world a whole pile more, and this is sort of our view of when we engineer and imagineer a sensor, we need to take a look very carefully. And we've been very familiar with all of the sensor inputs, controllers, but the new world of using ANT Plus as the radio and the fact that it's an energy source of a coin cell could run for 2 to 3 years with the appropriate engineering was really intriguing to us. That just blew open a whole world that we didn't think was available before that we can now do. So this slide here, I won't repeat. Rod and Ross can do a far better job, but you know, we dove in and got to know what ANT was really all about, and got really excited about low power and proximity detection was sort of our first real key on this. The fact that we could tell when we were in proximity of a tag that had an ANT Plus radio into it just opened up an opportunity that our CTO said, well, if you can do that, I want you to solve what we call the indoor location problem. And our indoor location problem was, we would like to know when somebody's moving about in a warehouse using one of our devices to barcode scan or to RFID scan or to pick items from the shelf, are they really where they say they are? It's a problem, because they might get the wrong bin picking the wrong version of an item. So with ANT Plus technology, we're very quickly able to put together a demo, which we can show you later today, where our ANT-enabled handheld is able to tell which tag it is in closer proximity to, and then our application can do whatever is necessary to ensure that that information is either validated about the user's correct location or warn them that they're at the incorrect location. Now, indoor location has been solved by other means. There are other companies, and we've tried other techniques as well too, but if you think of it this way, if you were to do it using indoor infrastructure, there's a bunch of problems with that. To put 4 or 5 access points in the Wi-Fi realm up and do an indoor location by triangulation, you've got a huge expense if you don't already have it in place. But nonetheless, a couple $1,000 an access point. Well, if a tag costs in the order of under $20, and you can put 100 tags in for the same price as one access point, now you've got 100 tags throughout a facility, and I can tell when somebody's within a 3-meter range of the tag. I've solved the problem economically, technically, a far more superior solution too. So this is really exciting right now. So getting back to how quickly we've been able to get ANT going, we very quickly put a bunch of tools together, and you know, we copycat. We took the ANT Plus demo tool, we flipped it over onto our Windows mobile platform, got it up and running. The engineer that did this was so intrigued. I was worried that he was going to get in trouble from his manager. It turns out his manager was really intrigued about it because he did such a wonderful job on it, and it enabled other engineers to get going on it very quickly. We have now the ability to bootstrap ourselves into further development with ANT radio technology in our products, using some of these basic guidelines. Again, it's all based on the TI multi-mode chipset that's allowed us to get there, and the help from Dynastream. And it was amazingly quick. There was no RF engineers hurt in this process. Typically, we have to have a huge ensemble of people, a mechanical engineer, an RF engineer, an antenna engineer, software engineers, multitudes, to get a radio integrated. Because this was really a software update to existing technology with antennas and radio structures that were already in place, it really was something that happened very quickly. Now, I think James and Ross reminded me that it was probably June when we really kicked off, and we got it running within a couple months, and we've been playing with it for now about 2 months. So very, very short period of time to get something of that kind of capability going, which has amazed absolutely everybody in our R&D department. So, you know, our goal is our profiles. We're looking with the ANT group to come up with new profiles that we can develop that will help us in our industry, but how we go about that is going to be our goal for 2011, 2012. We're putting together our own reference platforms for tags so that we can increase our ability to do unique things in our space. Right now, as Rod pointed out, you can use ANT Plus technology for the purposes we're piggybacking on all of your stuff out there to get our world going in R&D, which is really cool. And it helps us understand ANT Plus a whole pile better. An application we got here, and I don't know if I can pull a demo off up here, maybe I shouldn't. My colleague, Ron Vanderputten, warned me that on stage demos aren't necessarily the best thing to do if they go bad, but we've been able to do something which is really cool. It's very important to us that all radios are able to operate simultaneously. We cannot have a mode with our multi-mode device where you have to shut down one to do the other. So that means WAN, LAN, classic Bluetooth, and ANT. So this was a demo we put together that allowed us to do an ANT Plus communication. One of our colleagues in our design office said, hey, I want to make a switch on my hand so when I touch something, I can trigger an activity in our handheld, which could in turn trigger a Bluetooth activity. So a handheld scanner, waste-worn terminal with a handheld control system. And very quickly this app got put together. That sucked another person into our development group, another software developer who was now scheming things and loading them with emails of, hey, I can do this, I can do that. Can I get a charger to continue on with this? But again, just an amazing amount of capabilities opened up with some very little investment, quite frankly. The support of all the stuff that's available for doing ANT development is amazing. Nordic and TI have both been very helpful and instrumental in getting us going on the other side of the world, the actual parts that we're going to be developing. And the last one I want to leave off on, and this is a demo that Ron will have running later today in our booth, is the indoor location. We kind of tagged this as our cornerstone for showing how valuable low-power wireless and using ANT Plus is. This application basically will eventually, this is our building in Everett, Washington. And right now you can see a little red tag there. Ron's got a tag in the building. He's locating himself there. Eventually we're going to flood this building with tags and then allow ourselves as we wander around with a handheld to know exactly where you are in the building. And that has multiple purpose uses for many people. One of them is, where am I? Where's my stuff? Rod lost his glasses. I do that all the time. I think somebody should map my stuff application for my iPhone would be handy. Turn it on and I know where my glasses are, my car keys are. Beautiful. That's another one for aging population support. But all in all, what I'm here today to tell you is, the support from the Dynastream people to get ourselves up and running in a program that we've done really from a wish to a dream to reality has just been incredible. So incredible that our CTO, Arvin Danielson, at one of our internal symposiums decided to stand up on stage and talk about this to all of our developers, which means not only the guys that I've been able to tap on the shoulder within our building, all the people that we sell our product to, the right applications are aware of it now. And so we're hoping that flood will turn around and enable us more to get going with ANT so we permanently release it on our product. So thank you very much for your time. Again, it's a pleasure to present to you and look forward to meeting many of you later here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Intermec also has a table at the product showcase as well, so please do stop by and chat with the guys from Intermec.